Hey everybody, Invisiblekatana here with my super duper late review, get that out of here, for RWBY Volume 6, Episode 2, Uncovered. Apologies for this review being so incredibly late. I have seen all the episodes, even up to this week's episode. I just haven't had time to review any of the episodes because, as you guys can see from the background, new apartment. So moving has just been like super crazy the past couple of weeks. Actually, for this specific episode, this was actually supposed to be the one that I reviewed while at the anime convention, because I was at Youmacon 2018 this year. And normally, like, once a volume, an episode premieres during the anime convention weekend. I watch the episode and I'll review it in my car. And that was supposed to be this one, but I was with my little cousins on that Saturday. So they were with me pretty much all day long. So by the time I saw the episode, it was like nighttime and I had other panels I was going to hit. So I did see the episode that weekend. I just didn't get to do it. And then the weekend, or during the week after that, it wasn't even moving stuff. I was legitimately still too sick to actually do the video. Like, I tried like 2 or 3 times. I could not speak long enough to actually talk about the episode. Like, I would just get through maybe like 3 minutes and then I would just start coughing uncontrollably. Like, my throat would be so dry. I literally could not do the review. So I made it through 2 different shows, and even those I had to do a couple times, and then this one, I just couldn't do it. And then after that time where I was like, I just can't do it, and I gave up, I just didn't have time. I was moving, packing stuff up and stuff like that. And this week in the apartment has been unpacking everything and figuring out where I'm going to buy this and get that, because all I own is like furniture for my bedroom, and that's it. So been super crazy. So apologies for this being super late for like the 2 people that may have actually even cared. But yeah, that things have been pretty nuts. So that's why this review is so late, as well as all the other ones that I'm going to be doing after. But before I get into the review, obviously you guys could probably see Weiss and Yang here. These are some pillows that I bought at the convention, so I figured I'd show them off, because if you're watching this, then you would appreciate some super nerdy pillows that I bought. So these pillows, I have to put the information down in the description because I can't remember the name of the person I actually got them from. But these pillows are super sweet, and they have the different costumes for the characters on each side. So we have, of course, all the girls. So, you got RWBY, Weiss, Blake, and Yang. But I always thought, I thought it was super cool. Like, get the whole set. And it's, obviously their original costumes on one side, and then, then their current costumes on the back. So I just thought it was super cool. Like, yeah, okay. Making sure, it's kind of hard for some of these because they're pixel art. So I'm like, wait, which one is new and which one's old? This one's old. This one's new because she actually has more clothes on going further in the season. That's respect for a character. But getting into this actual episode, man, it was really interesting. Like I said, having seen all the episodes, I'll still just kind of speak on this one based on what I thought when I watched it. I'll give you, like, I guess my old opinions and what I thought leading into the more recent episodes. But going into this one, or I guess really coming out of it, it was just like, what in the world is going on with Ozpin? Like, the big thing was just like, what in the world did he do to really screw up the world? Like, everything he was doing in this episode was just, he's not really the hero we thought he was. He kind of recites lines pretty much to rally people, and he talks about how, like, I basically let people think Lionheart was a hero because he shouldn't be damned for his final moments, in considering all the good that he actually did. And then it's like, did you really think he was the first person to betray me? And Ozpin, like, is freaking out because it's like, man, it's hard for me to trust people. Like, it's after all this time, and we know that he's gone through multiple lives, even, especially with the opening, with it being that distance, it's like, I've gone through the motions. I've had people betray me before. Like, this isn't the first time, and it probably won't be the last. It's not that I don't trust you. It's just that it's hard for me to be confident enough, to just say, like, sure, I have these friends who will never think wrong about me, or who will never go against the grain, I guess, being good versus evil. So I like the episode for that, because it was just like, what is it doing? What are we learning, or what are we about to learn from, this genie that is actually inside of the relic, which I thought was super cool. So it was very interesting the way it all ended up playing out. And it's like, like, unfortunately, we're transporting the relic, but unfortunately we can't ask any questions because they've been used up. You can only ask 3 every 100 years. And so it's like, all right, well, what exactly is happening here? What's the deal? So I thought it was very interesting the way the episode ended up playing out. It's like, we find out that there's actually still 2 questions. So it's like, all right, well, what was the first question, and who was the one that asked it? Because it was locked up, but he says every 100 years. So we don't exactly know how long it's been since the last person asked. We don't know if they're on the end of the 100 years, since the last set of 3 questions, or exactly what the distance is. So it's still kind of up in the air, where it's like, well, who's the one that asked the question? It could have been Ozpin, but why only one question, that sort of thing. So it's definitely interesting. And of course, going into it, into the story at the end, where it's like, there once lived this girl in the tower and her name was Salem. It's like, all right, well, she looks normal, of course. And with the way this episode kind of plays out, with Ozpin kind of hiding all this stuff, it's like, what did he do wrong? Like, he had to have done something to her to kind of screw this up. Like, what did he do that led to, what we have now? So definitely an interesting episode. Definitely makes you not trust Ozpin, like, in any way, shape, or form. But I definitely enjoyed it for that, because it's like, man, I've never, you never question, like, the great and powerful Oz. That's kind of the point. You never question the leader of the heroes. Like, that, typically the leader of the heroes, the biggest lesson they teach is dying. That's kind of the big thing for, like, the hero way at the top who teaches everyone else. Their biggest thing that they leave behind is dying. And considering he's a character that transfers to other bodies, that lesson can't really be learned with him. So it's like, all right, well, they figure out something new, and it's him seemingly being the one that caused these issues. So very interesting going into it, and the way he freaks out. And even after Ruby asked the question, like, what is he hiding from us, he like leaps at her, like he's gonna, I don't know what he would have done, but it seemed like he was kind of, probably not going for the kill, but he was obviously irrational in that moment. So very interesting what he's trying to hide. But definitely enjoyed the episode. Naturally, the lead-in was for like the most epic cliffhanger ever, because it's a story that I think we've all been waiting for a super long time. And just from it, my main assumption is that, all right, well, with this being such a huge deal, it's the relationship, especially with the way they ended. It's like, all right, well, this isn't just Ozpin did this in the past. It's like whatever he did relates directly to Salem, who, started off nice and human. So my prediction is, of course, going into the ending of this episode, was like the next episode has to be a full-on flashback where we get the full tale of Ozpin and Salem and whatever in the world happened, to everything, I guess, leading up to this point. So great episode. Naturally, just a very tough cliffhanger. Like, I remember, when I actually did watch it, it was just like, crap, I cannot wait, for this next episode. But really fun. Of course, the time has passed now, but I would like to know what predictions you guys had going into the next episode with the way this one played out. Like, did your ideas on Ozpin change? Were they always this way? Did you always have doubts about him? Because personally, like I said, I didn't. And it was just kind of normal to me. It was like, all right, this was almost a 180 for his character. So for me, it was like, all right, it definitely made it seem like he did something wrong for sure. But like I said, we'd love to know what predictions you guys had going into the story, and especially, what changed as far as your opinion towards the character, or maybe even your theories in general, based on how, certain characters acted, particularly Ozpin. So we'd love to know what you guys were thinking back then before, all was revealed. And of course, just want to know what you guys thought about this episode in general. So please put your comments down in the comment section below. And of course, thanks for watching.